All right, all right, all right. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Hey, Adam. Let's see. I believe that they should be free. Well, that figures. Let's see. The cops should be ashamed of themselves and treating these parents unfairly. Get Jake and Rebecca free. Hey, Susie. Hello. Hey, Don. Hello, hello. Hi, Lorraine Law. Welcome. Welcome, Roxy. Hello, hello. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so you can have your opinions, but you can stop spamming my chat, okay? You're not gonna push my buttons tonight. So welcome in, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Glad you're here. Glad you're here tonight. So we want to talk about a few things. It's Monday night still. Monday night still. So, will they set Rebecca free? Will they set Jake free? I don't know. Just don't give Adam no attention. Adam's fine. Don't give Adam no attention. That's what Adam would like. Okay? Give Adam zero attention. Okay? We're going to go on with this so we can get on with it because there is a presumed dead baby out there who's more important, okay, at this point. Yeah, we all hope not. We all hope not. So, welcome Millie and Nala and Zipper and Beth Ann and everybody. Yeah, I sure hope not. I sure hope they don't go free, but some wild and crazy stuff is going on in this case, honey. Hey, Cyber Warrior. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. Is the crew all here? Is the crew all here? Because Smiley's ready for bed. I had my eyes dilated today, and I am ready to go lay down. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, we're going to watch a couple of videos, but I wanted to say that if they let these POSs walk once and they did this again after what they did to Promise, the little girl, remember her, Adam? Just saying. The one that Jake tried to kill with his bare hands, his own daughter, flesh and blood, his living, breathing baby girl with his own hands, Adam, that she has a trach tube to breathe. Adam, she's in a wheelchair. Adam, she's blind. Adam, she never got to have that first laugh or any of that. Adam, and he was set free to kill. You know that man on my screen? Oh, it's a lot of reasons for him to sit in prison. It really is. What you think? You think they should get out to win forever until they kill again? Until both of them maybe create monsters? Until um you know they pull that monster out of each other? Because they're both black souls. They're both black souls. Hey, Holly, good to see you. Good to see you. Beth Ann said, He should have been in prison a long time ago. Yeah, they should have never let him out. Should have never let him out. So if this happens again, then especially Jake, he'll do it again. There's no doubt. He'll do it again. We talked about this today. Let's just watch this, though. Sit tight. Sit tight. Excuse me. First, we're going to watch this one, I think. Oh, not that one. That is not even one, is it? Okay. Uh-oh. What the heck?
That's all we're asking for.
Defense attorney Vincent Hughes is speaking on behalf of Jake Haro, the 32-year-old father of 7-month-old Emmanuel, who has now been missing 5 days.
Nobody is searching for a 7-month-old child. That's the big issue here.
Jake's wife, Rebecca, says someone punched her and took her baby as she was changing his diaper in a Yucaipa parking lot around 7:30 p.m. last Thursday. Hughes says since that night, San Bernardino County Sheriff Department investigators have turned their focus on the couple, including Haro's criminal past, and accusing them of not cooperating in the investigation.
But there was a conviction for child cruelty, which Jake is not running from. He's not hiding from his record. It's publicly available information.
Records show Haro had a 2023 conviction for willful child cruelty from a felony complaint filed in Banning in 2018 that lists him as a co-defendant with his then wife, Vanessa. Hughes represented him in that case.
There is no nexus between that case and this case here, and he should not be judged based on his past.
Hughes says he's a good father and loves his 2 children with Rebecca. Social workers did remove a 2-year-old from the couple's Cabazon home. This after they say they confronted Emmanuel's mother with inconsistencies in her account of what happened, and they have not ruled out anyone's involvement.
Oh, Adam, if you're still in here, I just wanted you to hear that, honey. You see that? Before they were even arrested, they already had more child abuse cases on them. Wow. They couldn't even wait to get arrested. They knew they were going down, Adam. We don't know. Maybe if they weren't stopped, they would have did the same thing to whatever child that was, which is under HIPAA, as some like to say. Just so you know, you heard it yourself. Let me put this up. Hold on. That's why I had to come back here anyway. I didn't just do it for Adam. There we go. I was having a little technical difficulties. All right, hold on.
Not one thing has been cited as an inconsistency. Law enforcement is being extremely tight-lipped about the situation.
Hughes says they are both willing to talk to detectives and have handed over their vehicles, cell phones, and passwords and allowed detectives with cadaver dogs into their home.
So they've searched the home, they've cut holes in the ground in the home, they've dug holes in the backyard. They've done everything and nothing's been found.
Haro's attorney says that detectives showed the couple some security video that was taken from a liquor store across the street of when Rebecca says the baby was taken from her vehicle.
Something falls, gets back up. That seems to corroborate exactly what Rebecca's story was in the beginning.
I think the surveillance video is going to play a big role in this.
Defense attorney Lou Shapiro, who is not involved in this case, says the sheriff's department is keeping all their options open by now calling this a critical missing child case instead of a kidnapping.
What's unusual, though, is it's very rare, especially these days, for a random person to go and snatch a child from parents. And I think that's what's troubling law enforcement here.
The department says they are even aware of a tip that the baby was spotted in Kern County, something Hughes would like them to keep investigating and hopes the public will step up to help.
Jake wants answers. Rebecca wants answers.
In San Bernardino, Jasmine Veal, KCAL News.
I tell you what Rebecca wants now. What Rebecca wants now is out of that jail. Hey, Don. And so does he, evidently. He wants out by any means necessary, right? You know? All right, let's continue to watch.
Baby Emmanuel. His parents sit in jail accused of murdering the 7-month-old boy. But as KCAL's Joy Benedict reports, the remains, if they're not found soon, his parents may be released.
Another day of heartache in this Capizon community as strangers dropped off flowers and stuffed animals outside the home of Emmanuel Haro. The 7-month-old boy first reported kidnapped by his mother and now believed to be dead.
I feel like this is a huge tragedy, and I feel like that baby was failed.
Emmanuel's parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, were both arrested at their home on Friday for murder. This after 8 days of searching for the infant. On Sunday, the search continued. The child's father, dressed in a jail uniform, joined law enforcement along the 60 freeway near Beaumont, searching for something. Deputies say they were looking for a body, but none was found.
It's kind of hard when neither one of them is speaking out.
Hopefully that gives them some leads and stuff like that, and they find the baby.
But as the search for Emmanuel continues, the clock on keeping the Haros behind bars is ticking.
From what's been released publicly, it doesn't look to me like the DA has enough to file by tomorrow.
Steve Meister is a criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor.
They have something and they could be right, but they probably don't have enough yet.
He says the parents are likely being looked at and questioned separately. Rebecca first called 911 on the 14th, saying she was attacked and her son taken from their car at this sporting goods store parking lot. Jake Haro is currently on probation for a child abuse case involving another child by an ex-wife. Meister says that conviction may allow law enforcement to keep him in custody longer, but he appears to be cooperating.
What we do know is that Mr. Haro is in custody, and they can't force him to go out and look for a body.
Did y'all hear that? Hey, Miss Ann, did y'all hear that? This ties into another show, but it appears Jake is talking. Okay? That's very important. Nobody said he was talking. Well, I don't know who got that started. He may or may not have, but we have not heard that from the cops. I'm going to tell you what. There's the world's dumbest criminals, and then there's the dumbest criminals, but then there's some that just, think they're above everybody. And I just don't think that they're talking. But again, it ties in. Hey, Matthew, I love you. But then it ties into another show, right? And in that show, I was going to tell y'all, or maybe I did tell you, that it appears, and that's what they just said, it appears he could be talking, because that's why they could let him out. That's one of the reasons. And if you notice today, I know for a fact that I said they can't just go to Rebecca and say, oh, Jake confessed, and play it that way. Again, I'm no cop, but they can't do that because it can get thrown out. But them jail walls talk, baby. That TV can be on at a certain time. Y'all get my drift?
He's only going to get to that field one way, by volunteering to do it.
And even if both parents are released with no charges filed, Meister says this case and the search for this little boy are both far from over.
That doesn't mean anything. It just means that a murder investigation goes forward. It can take a long time. It can take forever. There's no statute of limitations on murder.
The Riverside County District Attorney's Office tells me they received the case from the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department today, and they are reviewing it to decide whether to file charges. Any charges must be filed by tomorrow morning, or the Hurrows will be released. From Riverside, I'm Joy Benedict, KCAL News.
What? I mean, you heard it. I think court is like at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I don't really know. They got a time difference here, but I don't really know what it is. I can't remember if they're behind us or ahead of us or whatever. But as of a couple of hours ago, they haven't filed formally, you know. I don't know if they're like YouTubers up 24/7. They probably just go on to bed and forget about it. I don't know. I don't know how some of them sleep, to be honest with you. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anybody in California, because I think the law has done a great job in this case. But I'm not speaking of the law per se. Okay? I'm not. This is up to the DA. Man, who's he or she, and where they been? Under a rock somewhere? Right now, they're both to be in court, or they was, unless that's been changed, at 8 a.m. So will the court be delayed? Will paperwork properly be filed? I don't know. Or will there be some kind of announcement tomorrow, some kind of technicality, and they will just walk free as a rooster? Some chicken legs walking down the street? Will we see that with the cameras there? I don't know. Will they fly like a bird? I didn't say talk like a bird. I said fly like a bird. I don't know. We shall see. Right now, Jake and Rebecca, they're not going to simply walk, okay? They're not going to walk away from this case without charges. They will not walk away from this case without charges, even if they walk out of that jail tomorrow. Let's get that clear. Hey, Lorraine. Hold on a minute. Did I miss something today when I was going to the everything? Jake is now in another jail, maybe, or is he still where he was moved? They didn't move him again today, did they? Maybe. Oh, okay. So, okay. I see what you're saying. Never mind. Freaked me out there for a minute. I'm like, again? What in the world is going on? Okay, never mind. Okay. So hold on a minute. Now he's in another jail. Maybe it's so he can talk more freely to the cops. And he already said something, and that's why it could be. It could be. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. It very well could be. But right now, Jake and what's her name? Rebecca. Becky. They used to call her Becky back in the day. Have y'all seen her younger pictures? Boy, there's a total difference there. You wouldn't even know they were the same person, actually. They don't even resemble at all. At all. Zero. Nada. Not Usually when you're younger, you this ugly duckling and you turn into this swan. Well, for her, it was a little bit of the other way around. I'm not joking. I'm not being mean. I mean, I'm not saying she's nothing's wrong with her. She is. I think she's pretty, but totally different. Totally different. What's going on over here? Locked and Loaded said. Not much. Just thought I'd get in a live before I went to sleep. I promised one today. I just wanted to know, would they walk? They're not going to walk on their charges. I was just kind of going over those videos. What's going on over cheer? Cheers. What's going on over cheers? But they won't walk away from the charges even if they walk out. But I tell you what, if something happened that the DA don't file them charges and they do walk out for any reason at all, I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to have 1,099 problems, but 1,099,001. Am I saying that wrong? I told y'all I'm not good at math. Anyway, you know the 99 problems, but you ain't one. Well, that 1,000,001, that one, oh my God, that million, whatever. Y'all do the math. It ain't going to be good for any of them. People's already burning down houses. And I done said that ain't right. They need to stop. I'm all over them people. I'm telling you. It ain't good. And it ain't going to be good for the county. And I'm just saying that in a nice way. Don, what do you feel about that? Just say, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if they didn't file and they walked away, what, in your opinion, what do you think would happen? You're there. You live there. You tell us. I'm just telling a story that come out of my head, and my head gets screwed up sometimes. It ain't going to be good. Now, what people have entered without permission, anything in that house is no. That's what I'm saying, man. You know, anything, that's not good. And especially if they let them out. They're going to fight tooth and nail everything. And guess what? It's going to drag on. And that, you talk about years, so much evidence is going to be lost and gone. And they're going to fight everything and say everything was done. And, you know, me and my friend was talking about it today. And I wondered if, and she did too, if, like somebody in the family was paying, like the people that said they were giving the tours and stuff, like purposely like that, know them and stuff like that, so they could contaminate everything. And it does make, so everything's compromised. And that would make plenty of sense. It would make plenty of sense. Because anything that is compromised can't get used, or they can fight it. Hey, Prayer Garden, how are you doing, PG? Hello. Much love, much love. So I just think it's really, I think it's crazy. I really do. But they won't walk away from these charges, at least. But as of today, the reports indicate that the DA has not formally filed charges. Only they did the arrest, which were made of a suspicion of murder. And in California, they have 48 clock hours. And on those hours, it requires them, if someone is in custody, the DA has 48 hours, not counting the weekends or holidays, to file the charges and bring them before the judge before the arraignment. Well, tomorrow is 8 o'clock. I think it's 8 o'clock in the morning. But again, will the judge be late? Now the judge, he can extend it. Yes, he can. He can extend it under dire, extreme circumstances, especially for something like this. So maybe the judge will come back late, give them an extension. But Jake and Rebecca, they were arrested on August 22nd, 2025, and they were both charged with murder, and they're currently being held without bail. One minor thing. Whoops, I forgot to file former charges. So, whoops, they both are expected to appear in the morning. We have to see, are they going to walk or are they going to stay in there? And or will they get bail? You know, because every American is entitled to that. With a charge like this, it can be over $1 million, though. He can make it so high they can't make bail, but he can do the fair thing, you know. I wouldn't care if they stay in there rot, but see, that's just me. That's just me. Mother is sticking to her. Yes, she is. She's sticking to her story. I think he's leading. Yeah, I was thinking to say a wild goose chase till I got down there. I think he's leading them on a wild goose chase. I do believe that, because yesterday when my phone was blowing off, I no more than got off alive. I went and made a phone call. Oh, well, I was on a phone call, was trying to do some text. Then I made a phone call, and, you know, all kinds of things was going on. And my phone was literally blowing up. And I didn't I wasn't thinking when my phone was blowing up. I just thought I couldn't get to the phone. I was thinking, when I got back to it, I'm like, okay, well, what's your emergency? I wasn't thinking that he can, or, you know, when they said he confessed, I about fell over. I'm like, dude, what? I'm like, what? That was the last thing I was expecting, because that's not something that anybody would do. And I think if he was going to do that, he would have did that before he went to jail, if you ask me, in my opinion. You know, I think they both had plenty of opportunity with attorneys to do that, to keep from going to jail or to get their shit in order or whatever they needed to do. But no, when I heard that video of her yesterday and then the timing come out, there's just something really strange going on about all this, in my opinion. But this DA, he has to do this within 48 hours. What will the judge do tomorrow? I don't know. Now, with small charges, like misdemeanors, they can give up to 30 days if it's, you know, like a extension, if that's what they try to do. If the judge so pleases and he wants to give an extension, they can give longer than 30 days, or, you know, if he, at his discretion, if he wants to give 30 days, he can do whatever he wants. But at an arraignment, a defendant is formally read their charges. As you know, they plead guilty or not guilty. Again, they would be fools to plead guilty. Anybody would. They're not going to. Nobody expects it. If they do, again, I would fall over again. Hey, Justin. I'm Smiley. You got a YouTube featured. What is that? What's YouTube featured, honey? I don't even know what that is. I got YouTube featured. Smiley don't even know what that is. Woohoo! Well, thank you, whatever that is. Justin. Anyway, but for instance, if a defendants need more time and they're arrested for suspicion of murder, but they're being arrested, doesn't always mean formal charges are filed. That's up to the DA again. So let's kind of just walk through this, okay? 48 hours, okay? That's excluding Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays, meaning the DA usually has 48 hours to file the charges. If the arrest was late Friday, for example, Monday would be the deadline. So, well, wait a minute. So when was they charged? Oh, I think tomorrow's the deadline. Okay, I think tomorrow's the deadline. The defendants would technically, let's just forget that. The defendants would technically be released unless judgments grant more time. The judge grants more time, not judgments. And, you know, that's where it becomes unbelievable. I can't believe that they dropped the ball on that. But did they have a reason? See, it has to be justified, though, such as they have to tell the judge says, why do you need an extension? Well, they have to have a good reason. We're waiting on lab reports, witness statements, or digital evidence. Something like that. So, again, I've been told, not Jakey boy, not Jake. What does Pascal always say? Jake from State Farm. Not that, but again, true or not, I don't know, but have like, is it another witness that does know what happened? You know? I don't know. Is it lab reports? I think they got all the preliminary back, I would think. Because it was about within that 72 hours, all that was going on, that they were arrested. So I would think they have at least that back. Digital evidence? I don't know. But they're going to have a good reason why to extend it. And I'm not taking up for them. That's why sometimes news updates don't drop until late in the night, or, you know, like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, or because it used to be 5 o'clock. I don't think most news drops at 5 anymore. Maybe 6, 7, 8. I don't know. I know it's usually late. Now sometimes the 10 o'clock has moved to 11 or 12 o'clock. But I think this is why. But they're going to need a damn good reason, in my opinion. I always say in life, why wait until the very last minute on anything? Honestly, why wait until the very last minute? I'm just saying. Because, you know, why wait? You got a doctor's appointment. Leave early. You might have your car break down or something. Well, you might have a job interview. Leave early. You know, don't oversleep. You know, whatever. Anything could happen in life. So why something as important as this would in the hell you wait till the 11th hour to file something so important? You got your fish in jail. They got no bond. You got everything you need except little Emmanuel. All you got to do is shuffle the paperwork, man. Really? I mean, this is horrible. We already know what he's capable of, at least. And let me tell you something. Y'all can feel sorry if you want to for her. Y'all got to remember, there's something everybody is forgetting. Everybody. She has 2 other children that her husband has, her ex-husband. Let's not forget those 2 children. Now, I'm not saying she ever hurt them or abused them. But I am saying that something was not right there, because they didn't want to live with her. Not only that, they haven't been in touch with her. And not only that, But Justin can't see you. Justin Prayer Garden said, tell you hi and much love. Oh, he might have been looking off. You know, he stays busy all the time. Yeah, he sees messages. Okay, he said he sees messages. He just told me like that. But something's going on there. And a lot of times it takes a lot. I'm just saying, for a father to actually get the children, and that father had to got them 2 girls. So y'all, everybody's forgetting about those 2 girls. I have a feeling, and it's just my opinion from those dates. I can't pull them up right now because I don't even know where they're at. I wasn't intending on talking about that, but they're in my comments somewhere on my community post. When she filed the charges on her ex-husband, which just goes to show you, if he was doing the abusing to her, he probably wouldn't have got custody of her 2 kids. See, or she wouldn't have been mother enough to left her 2 kids with the husband that was beating her, right? So some mother she is, and has turned out to be. So no, I don't feel sorry for her. But that's just me and my personal opinion. But when I was going back on those dates, and I'm like, she's filing on him, XYZ, all the things. This makes no sense because she was with Jake, and then boom, Jake's sister Sylvia popped in my head. I'm like, well, this whole hot dog right here was over there being best friends with Sylvia the whole time she was really being friends with Jake, leaving her kids with her hubby. That's what was really going on. That was a whole hot dog of a mess back then. That's what I'm talking about, Adam. That's what we don't want to happen. We don't want the whole hell's gates of California to open up, honey. Jeez. You know, the local KABC News, I believe, continues to show the search and the custody status, but no DA filed. You know, files are listed as of now. I think I have one more video. Let's watch it real quick. It's another news video. Let's listen carefully and see what this one says. iNews 7. All right, this is iNews 7.
Despite an exhaustive search, still no sign of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. The baby boy is now presumed dead.
And his parents could be arraigned on murder charges in a Riverside courthouse tomorrow. Inland Empire Bureau Chief Rob McMillan is there live with more. Rob.
Right. Jake and Rebecca Haro still have not been charged. We understand that could happen sometime tomorrow. This as the search for the body of that missing child continues. At the Cabazon home where baby Emmanuel lived with his parents, the memorial for the 7-month-old boy continues to grow, with people who didn't even know him stopping by to pay their respects.
And I have grandchildren, I have 7 grandchildren. And to think, that somebody just could do this to an innocent child.
Venus Callan from Banning was out here once before. This time, though, bringing a teddy bear for the missing boy, now presumed dead. His parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, facing murder charges.
It's very devastating to know what happened here. He looked sad. He looked very sad. So it's heartbreaking, very heartbreaking.
It was just yesterday that investigators with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department searched steep terrain north of the 60 freeway, just east of Moreno Valley. Jake Haro was out there as well in a red jail suit, but officials say he didn't offer much help. At the end of the day, they left. The body of the little boy yet to be
So we
recovered.
know of 4. Then
It was
where's
nearly
the
a
other
week and a half
2?
ago when this all started. The boy's parents at first making a tearful plea for the public to help find him after Rebecca Haro claimed she'd been attacked in a Big 5 parking lot in Yucaipa, reporting that her baby had been kidnapped.
Please, I'm begging you. Please, God, please.
But within less than a day, people started wondering if the parents were telling the truth. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department saying they had stopped cooperating with their investigators. Some saying it was strange that in our interview with the parents, Jake Haro was talking about his son in the past tense.
He was a healthy baby. He was crawling. He was kicking. He was playing with his toys.
1 week later, both parents were arrested at their Cabazon home. Rebecca Haro doing an interview with a reporter from the Southern California News Group over the weekend, saying, quote, "I will not give up. I will not give up on my baby."
Oh, bullshit. Shut up.
And if Jake and Rebecca Haro are charged with the murder of their baby, they could be arraigned tomorrow. Live in Riverside, Rob McMillan, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
See, I don't know. I just get nervous about that.
1 second there.
But listen, I'm like y'all. I'm on the fence. It just makes me nervous. All this craziness that's going on with this. Surely to God, everything will be fine. You know, them DAs will get in there early. They'll get the paperwork stamped and whatever before court tomorrow. You know, surely, surely. I don't know how they work there, but they got to work fast. I'll just tell you that. They got to work fast, or they got to have a darn good reason. Just what I told y'all. Judge, we need XYZ because of XYZ and extend it. You know, and judges say bail, set, no bail, or whatever. But I'm going to tell you something. They may not... Listen, they may not have a house to go to. I'm just saying. Yeah. And listen, PG, oh my God. I about fell over when I heard her say, he's a good dad. He wouldn't hurt a child. Honey, they needed to bring the white coats to her real quick. Real quick. Needed to bring a white coat. That was the craziest thing I ever saw. Heard, honestly. I mean, he's already did that to that little girl, Promise. And that was his own flesh and blood. You know? Sad. Sad, man. So we'll see tomorrow. I just kind of wanted to get on here and let y'all know. You know, I appreciate you all being here. Excuse me, my throat is getting dry. And I will get out of here and I won't keep you. But, you know, thank you for being here with me tonight. We'll just wait for the truth and wait for justice and see what kind of crazy shenanigans go on tonight. Hopefully not. It won't be too bad. Hey, Pink Warrior. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, PG, for coming over. And Justin and all my mods and everybody. I hope I didn't keep y'all up too long. And I hope that, you know, we get some answers here soon. I hope tomorrow is better. I do. I hope tomorrow's better all the way around. And I hope they find little Emmanuel. I don't know, in my opinion, if they ever will, but I certainly hope and I pray. And listen, I want to tell y'all something else. One more thing before we go. I want to ask everybody to please say a prayer for Brandy, Michael Vaughn's mom. I hear she's bleeding internally and she's, you know, in the hospital. And just please, if you can spare a little prayer, you know, and show some love, can you please do that? And thank you all very, very, very much for being here. Thumbs up. I'll see you tomorrow. You too. Good night. Bye.